Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Let's Play. Dave here. I hope you're having a wonderful day, just like I am. This episode, we're gonna build a tree farm, check out a trail ruin, and then finally cover up the cactus farm that we made last episode. But before we get into any of that, I've done a few things between episodes. For one, I linked up the nether portals that we had so we can get to the end super quickly now. We don't have to fly over the real world. We can just use the nether. And I decided to put it on the roof. I kind of don't care what the nether looks like. So I think we just make our nether hub on top of the roof. Next, I wanted this to feel more like an open field. So I actually put moss blocks on the edge around all of the hills. And I think that makes it look a lot more like smooth, like actual hills, right? Because if this is, a hill in a field, you're not going to see a bunch of dirt, right? It's just going to be green the whole time. And I actually really like the effect that this gives. I know there's a lot of texture packs that will like blend the grass on top on the side if there's grass on the bottom, but I kind of want this world to look really nice without any texture packs if possible, so I just decided to add all the moss to the edge, and I think that looks pretty nice. And then finally, I've been getting some resources together for the tree farm that we're gonna make. So to make a tree farm, you need a lot of bones, right? And so I think that we should make a moss farm that will give us a ton of bones. But to make one of those, we need slime balls, and we currently don't have a slime farm, so I've started one over here. If I can find the entrance. So using the haste 2 beacon that we have, I've just been clearing out this area and making platforms. This is a spawn chunk that we're in right now. So it's actually the first thing that we're going to do is probably going to be finish up this farm so that we can build the moss farm and then eventually the tree farm. So that's actually pretty much everything I've done between episodes. We can actually get started on the tree / bone meal / slime farm. I feel I should also mention that building a slime farm is nice because we end up with all of these resources, which we were, like, every time I needed cobble or stone, I was literally just digging in a cave randomly, so it's nice to get these resources doing something actually useful. Also, the location of the slime chunk is kind of going to be in the middle of our town, but I think that's alright because it's all going to be underground. But yeah, let's get to digging and we can start working on our farms. So if you look in the upper left, we're at y equals 14 right now. We're going to want to dig this down until we're at about y equals -1. And that way we get, what would that be, like 6 or 7 spawning platforms for slimes? Also, I'm a little bit like OCD, so I've been replacing all the walls with stone. Because obviously there's going to be granite and ores and gravel and all that in the sides, so. And actually there's a cave under here, so this is probably going to save us quite a bit of time. And I'm pretty sure this is super rare. The deep slate coal. It's really rare to find coal this low, so that's super cool. I should also mention that using a ton of the picks from the End City rating last episode, we were able to make an efficiency 5 pick, so that's how we were able to get so much cobble with this haste beacon. And we've already got slimes falling down. Perfect. So if you didn't know, slimes AI is really bad. So they'll spawn and they just pick a direction and walk that direction. So it doesn't matter if it's off of a ledge or anything. See, they don't care. They'll just fall. Which I guess I should explain the farm. We just have these spawning platforms that take up exactly 1 chunk, and these are slime chunks. And we light them up so that only slimes can spawn here, and then they'll just fall off the edge onto probably magma blocks, and we'll just end up pushing all of them with water streams. And then I want to have the output, like where the slime balls end up, on the surface, and we can just build a building around that. Alright, we have this all dug out now, and I've put in the rest of the platforms. You can see them here. Grass is slowly growing on that one. And I have this bottom layer dug out. So what we need to do now is cover this all in magma blocks. And this is all the magma blocks we have. So we're going to have to run to the nether and mine a bunch of those real quick. But basically there will be water streams that carry the slimes, and the whole time they'll be taking damage. Right? It'll carry them over here. Oh, RIP. And then water streams will push them this way. And then we'll most likely kill them down here and then send their items up to the surface. Or we could maybe even send the little guys up to the surface. Kind of haven't decided yet. It's probably easiest to kill them here and then get their items and then send the items up though. But yeah, what we need to do right now is get magma blocks and then cover the bottom of this farm. And because we are on the nether roof, we don't have a way to get down, but I brought some supplies to help us out. Nice, and we're through. First try. Oh, look at all this. Oh, nice. Farm's already working. Alright, and now we've got magma blocks everywhere, so we can start putting in the water. And once we move this beacon, pretty much everything is done. So floor's in, campfires are down. We're just gonna collect the items down here, and we can worry about moving them up to the surface later. I want to get going on the moss and tree farm. Alright, now that the slime farm is completely done, we can turn our focus towards the moss and tree farm, which are going to go right here. So in this little hole here is the skeleton farm, this is the creeper farm. I want the tree farm to be here, and then the moss farm to be right next to it, because the tree farm is going to be using a ton of bone meal. So I've actually already gotten all of the materials together for the tree farm here, as well as for the moss farm. So the moss farm is tileable, but you always need this clock with it, and we're only going to build one unit right now. We might end up expanding it depending on if we need more bone meal in the future. And before we build these, I should mention these are not my designs. So the tree farm is going to be ENX04s. Pretty much everyone knows who ENX04 is. He has like a ton of super simple farms. This tree farm is awesome. I've built in other worlds. And then the moss farm is from a YouTube channel called The Archivists. Also, I feel like I should mention, I do put who made the farm on the farm. So for example, the iron farm here was made by Voltrox, and the villager breeder over here was made by Trillums. So I'll label that over there just to be safe. I like to give people credit, but neither of these farms are my design, but they're both super useful. I've had both of them in previous worlds, so I really want them in this world so that we can quit chopping trees and just get the logs that we want. So there's not much more explaining to do. I'm really just going to be following a tutorial, so I'll see you when they're done. Alright, so this is totally done. I've been here for an extremely long amount of time. As you can see, we just plant the trees here and the TNT drops and breaks it. It's a really simple idea. Again, this is from ENX04. He just casually reinvents like Minecraft farms constantly. And I have been here for a very long time. So whenever the tree farm was running, I also had the moss farm running, so we were getting as much bone meal as possible. In addition to that, I actually redid the skeleton spawner, and I was AFKing here to get more bones. I just cleaned it up a little bit, added the see-through glass. But yeah, the farms themselves are actually not too complicated. The idea here is really easy. You just plant the tree and then TNT drops on it. There's a duplicator up there. And then this one is just a stone generator, and then you bone meal a moss, and then pistons break that moss, it gets composted, and it goes back into here, and then once that's totally full, you get the excess over here, and you can see that we've got quite a few bones from that already, or bone blocks. I also farmed pretty much every kind of wood for at least 30 minutes. So we are totally good on pretty much every type of wood except for jungle. So jungle doesn't make enough saplings, so we might have to continue doing jungle wood by hand. So we don't have jungle, dark oak, because you have to grow those in 4x4s. We also do not have either nether tree, which you can use on this farm. I just didn't really have a desire to grow any yet. And then finally, mangrove doesn't work on this farm, which is really unfortunate because that is like my favorite type of log in the game. Well, this was super successful. We have plenty of wood for future building and all of that. And I don't have to spend a ton of time just cutting down trees. It feels like a waste of time. Instead, I can just AFK over here, which I would much prefer to do. So I'd say this was definitely a success. I'm happy with how it turned out. The only thing is this tree farm is so tall, I do not know how we're going to cover it. It's like even taller than this smokestack here, so I almost want to put a building here and then like a flying ship up here or something. Haven't decided yet. And for the moss farm, I also don't know how we're going to cover that yet, but in the meantime, it's nice to just have these farms operational. So next, I think that we should go check out a trail ruin. We've actually found two. There's one in the jungle biome, and then there's one that we found episode 1 when we led the horse to its death. So you can actually check out both of those and hopefully get some sniffer eggs and sherds and all that good stuff. So I'm going to get ready, and then we can do that. Also, I've totally forgot to mention, I downloaded a couple more mods. So BOO has this really cool look to his videos where there's fog, and I think that adds a ton. Makes that house feel way farther away. So I added a fog mod, and I think it's going to help kind of separate our areas. So we're in the industrial district. It feels like the house is really far away, and the farming district is super far away. Helps kind of segment the different areas of our base here. And I think it just gives a ton of atmosphere. I think it looks really cool. And then the other mod is better clouds. I don't dislike the default Minecraft clouds, but I think these just look a little bit better. A little more realistic, maybe. But yeah, that is actually it. Now we can just get some stuff together and go check out those trail ruins. Alright, so we've got everything together. Let's just get going. So I've brought 3 brushes. Hopefully that's enough. I don't think I've ever actually found a trail ruin. When I found like sniffer stuff in the past, it's always been from oceans and like sand temples, so hopefully trail ruins can also give us some good stuff. I believe, yeah, here it is. I saw this the other day when I was cutting down that tree. Oh, I shouldn't have mined that. I just remember gravel. It could be suspicious gravel. It might have already broke some. Yeah, like right here. Alright, and our first thing. Dead bush. Perfect. Oh, here's another one. Okay, two dead bushes in a row. Nice. Well, at the very least, I love the mud brick and terracotta, so that is definitely nice to see. Oh, and here's the first sherd. Alright. It's burn. Okay, cool. Got a little fire on it. Nice. Your mom was hanging out here. That's always good. A candle? Okay. I think that's useless. Here we go. Now we're getting a ton of this stuff. Ooh, an armor trim. Okay, nice. What is this one called? Wayfinder. Okay, that's cool. And then oh, another wayfinder, I assume. Oh, it's a different one. Oh, I got two of them right back to back. Cool. Shaper. Nice. I have this dream of one day building a museum in Minecraft, and I'm going to need all the armor trims for that. That is a long way down the road. And some magenta stained glass. Nice, I guess. Nice. One of my favorite things. These hanging signs. Danger pottery. Cool. Ooh, another armor. Oh, a record? I honestly didn't even know this could be found here. Relic. Oh, cool. We're almost totally done with the record collection. Almost have everything. Alright, this is starting to look pretty weird. It's got some structure to it. A loom? Okay, that's weird. Didn't expect that. Oh, nice. Another record, too. I assume it's the same relic, yeah. It's a new one. Oh, host. We have that one? You can get 3 different armor trims? I mean, okay, that's cool. So, I've been here just mining out this trail ruin, and this is about the size of it. It is huge. So, I think we're just going to have to take this layer by layer, because I've destroyed so many suspicious gravel. But I'm going to collect all of these blocks. I'm storing them over here, so we might actually get some paths at our place from all these mud bricks. Alright, this area has been completely mined out. There is no more trail ruin. Any sign of a trail ruin is completely destroyed. All the blocks are in here. Alright, a lot of goodies up here. But I didn't find a sniffer egg, so let's take a trip to the next trail ruin, just like maybe 1,000 blocks away, and see if we have more luck over there. Alright, I believe it's just up here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, let's see what's in this one. Alright, so I've also cleared out this entire trail ruin and packed everything into the ender chest. No sniffer eggs. I looked it up. You actually have to be in like a warm biome, so you need to find suspicious sand. So I don't think we're going to find one today, but let's just head back, stop at the other trail ruin, get all the goodies from there, and then see what we've ended up with after looting a couple of these things. Alright, and we are back now from checking out the trail ruins. I've gone ahead and organized everything from both locations. This is probably the best chest. You know, I love my bricks. And then we got a ton of mud bricks, so we'll probably expand the path in the farming area with this. A ton of these sherds, which we're going to check some of them out. I think we can make better pots here. And then a ton of armor trims and some records. So that's all pretty cool. This is just a ton of random, like, colorful blocks. With the cactus farm we're covering up today, I'm going to try and use actually quite a few of these materials, so we actually get some use out of them right away. And then these were just some random blocks that we got. So let's start by taking a look at these sherds and maybe listening to the record. I am very curious. Unless it's one of these creepy ones. Oh. Alright. Kind of feels like an old school game, honestly. That's kind of cool, I guess. How do you break these? I flew into it one time. There we go, that broke it with my head. Nice. Okay, so these have all of them that we got today. So like a heart. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Like a face? Like an iron golem face? This one? Friend. Okay. Maybe it's a villager. A dog. That's a nice one. That's supposed to be a flower. Sheaf. Okay, I don't know what that is. Ooh, creeper's cool. A broken heart. Oh no. And a fire. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like how these break now. Oh, my bow. Alright, that's cool. So what should we put here? Alright, we'll put a heart on one. I guess you can kind of only see the front. And then we'll do a broken heart on the other one. Okay, nice. Very sad. That's kind of nice. I like those. Oh, we got one over here too. That's kind of cool. I do like that. That's awesome. All right, but that about sums it up. Kind of just some random loot. It was fun to go check out a trail ruin. I've never done one of those, and we actually got a ton of blocks to build with. So let's get some materials together, and let's get over and start covering up the cactus farm. All right, we are over here by the cactus farm, and I've gotten some materials together. So this is the palette we're going to be going with. As you can see, we are using some of the blocks that we got from the trail ruins, right? And there's basically going to be two color palettes here, right? So at the bottom, we're going to be using darker blocks like these, right? All kind of gray, give it some structure, and that'll go up, and it's going to be like circular, right? So this is going to be a windmill, and it'll have an initial base that goes up and is dark, and then a little standing platform, and then it'll go up almost like a cone. And so we'll start dark at the bottom, like I typically like to do, and then we'll work through these lighter colors, kind of like what we did over here with the texturing, or not the texturing, with the gradient, right? So it's going to be darker at the bottom, and then it'll get lighter at the top. And we're using a very, very similar block palette here. All right, and so this is kind of the gradient we're going with. So we start with the birch up through the sandstone, kind of like we did over there. But more of this is going to be brighter at the top, right? And so we're going to have quite a few different white blocks. And so this is doing both. So this has the gradient from like a yellowy, really light color. It's going to go up to white. But even then within white, we're going to add like the bricks to give it some texture. So then this will be texturing. And then the regular quartz versus smooth, and then the white just as a few highlights. So this would be the block palette we're using up top. And then for the fan itself, like because it's a windmill, I was looking online at what real life windmills look like, and they actually have holes in them so the air can go through. It just catches enough to turn the actual mill thing. So I thought the bamboo trapdoor did a good job of being transparent, but still like it looks like it would catch some wind or whatever, right, to turn the wheel. So that was like the best block I could find to look like an accurate windmill. And then finally, my favorite block, we're just gonna have some little highlights of red. We'll make a nice red roof, and then the little walkway will be red. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. This building will look nice. This will be one of the first things we see when we're coming back from this direction, right? We'll see the back of it here, and it's gonna be pretty tall actually. So I was a little bit concerned that we wouldn't be able to see it from over here, for example, because the sugarcane farm might cover it. Or maybe over here is a better example, right? But it's actually going to stick way up above that, and you'll be able to see the big windmill. So I think it'll definitely have a place over here. Additionally, I think that I'm going to work on the roads using a ton of those bricks that we got from the trail ruin. And I'll probably path out quite a bit of this area, at least through here, because we got a bunch of stacks for free. But yeah, that's actually pretty much it. I think we can just get right into building. All right, the windmill is totally done, and I found this really nice angle of the island. You can see most of the stuff that we've built. It's really starting to feel like it's put together, so that's cool. But here's the windmill, totally done. Like I was saying earlier, we have the dark bottom, and we just texture that with a few different dark blocks, including the cyan terracotta, which we got from the trail ruins earlier. And then when we go up, we use lighter colors. It's actually birch at the bottom here. On this building, we used oak. I wanted this just to be brighter overall. So it goes birch all the way up to, the white highlights with the white wool and the quartz and all that. And then a nice red roof, the red highlights over in this area using the mangrove. It's a little bit phallic looking, shall we say, but I don't think that takes away from the overall aesthetic. I still think it looks nice. And as you can see with the bamboo, we can kind of, like the trapdoors, we can kind of see through it, right? So you could imagine some wind could go through. But it still looks solid, right? It looks like it's in the middle of a rotation. We really want to look at it from a distance though, right? And I think here with the texturing, it looks really, I keep doing that. Here with the gradient, it looks really, really nice. So I'm definitely happy with how that turned out. Additionally, we used some of that mud from the trail ruin to just continue this path. It's pretty much the exact same that we had earlier. I've just made it longer. It's lighting under here, that's why that's wool. And I added some bushes on the sides. I hope it doesn't get too bushy. Like I like how some leaves can like make something look more organic or nicer, but I really don't want to get into the habit of using too many leaves because I know that I really like to use them everywhere. But yeah, this is the path. It just connects everything right over the bridge here. And yeah, so that's what our farming district is looking like so far. We definitely need to cover the sugarcane farm next. This thing is a little bit of an eyesore. It's the only building over there that isn't finished. And then one other thing, I decided to map out the area. I don't know why I hadn't done this yet, but it's kind of cool with the paths. You can see, kind of the areas we're starting to build. Right, house. Here's over where all the villager stuff is going to be. And then the industrial district this way. It looks like we haven't really done much. I know that we have, but it really seems like not that much has been done. But I mean, eventually this will all be filled out. We're in no rush. But there's not too much more to say. I think I'm happy with this. We definitely got a lot done today. Right, we built the tree farm, but that required a bone farm or a bone meal farm, and that required a slime farm. So we did a ton of more technical stuff at the beginning. We checked out a couple trail ruins, got some cool sherds, and some nice building blocks, and then we cleaned up our cactus farm over here. But with that, I think that about sums up the episode. Actually, I don't have time for too much more. I think we got a lot done, which I'm happy about. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for watching. See ya.